Good morning. Good morning. How do you do? Welcome to a kitchen I do not know. Living a life that I can look forward to in the future. So you are welcome to, I'm making a day's pit stop in my holiday home. I've been all over the place and now I am back here. My husband just left, so I have the house to myself. And whilst I have the house to myself, I'm trying to make myself some breakfast. And I want to talk to you as usual. What life can be. And one of the things that I want to say is that I hope that a lot of you are planners. When you are a planner, sometimes this life makes it feel as if being a planner is not an advantage. It is an advantage. It is an advantage to plan. Don't let the elements make you feel that it's better to join the recklessness. No. Don't join the recklessness. Put things in place diligently. They will all pay off in the end. So, those of you who want to know would probably already know this house we bought 19 years ago. And in that time, in the 19 years we owned this house, it has mostly felt like a wasted investment. I'm not going to kid you about it. I'll tell you as it is. When we first got it, one, it was in a very secluded area. Two, we were not coming to live here. It became apparent that we would not live here. Three, when it became clear that we would not live here, we attempted to rent out, which was a disaster, renting the house out. And like I said, for nearly 20 years, this has been a regret purchase. I have regretted buying this house for a long time. 3 years ago, my husband decided that this wasted investment needed to be turned around to become something positive. So he proposed that we refurbish this. Actually, when he proposed the refurbishment, this is how disillusioned I was. I decided I was not interested in the refurb. That if he wanted to do it, he could go right ahead and make it his project. And thankfully, he did. Did a refurb. Today, it is a lovely little haven for me and a place that gives me some hope for the future. I'm just looking at this thinking, when my life becomes this, it would not be bad at all, would it? When I am retired and I'm here. Like I am today, cooking whatever nonsense I want to eat for breakfast. Not because it's the most sensible thing to eat, but because I can. To have this kind of space at my disposal is beautiful. And yes, for a lot of the time, in the 19 years, it did not feel that we could get this outcome. So now, it's obvious that we can get this outcome. And that's a lesson I want to share with those of you who want to know. It can be well. It is well. Don't let the interim disappointment alone discourage you. Don't be discouraged by the interim disappointments. And I'm not suggesting the interim disappointments don't exist. They do. See, I am a realist. I don't want to lie to you about some things take 20 years to return. 20 years almost. And I'm telling you the story now at the end of it, almost the 19th year, almost 20 years after the project began. Now I can actually comfortably say to you that I am grateful that sometimes life takes a long time to return on some of these promises. And even if your immediate, your interim does not look promising, turnarounds are still possible. Yeah? Don't rule them out too quickly. Don't rule them out too quickly. Allow processes to take their natural courses. Let hope live. And let the existence of hope drive you to push forward. Oh, somebody sent me stars. Maxwell, thank you so much. I am so grateful. Yeah? Sometimes the projects that you start that look very disappointing could give you a turnaround. This is one example. This project has been dead and buried for quite a while, but now I am in this house, enjoying this beautiful space in what is now a very well established community. Right now I'm very happy that, you see, if you meet me in this season and I tell you my stories from this season, you will miss the whole journey here, where it felt like my money was down the drain, when I would weep and be not consolable. My husband has tried so hard to help me to know that it hasn't been a wasted effort, that it's been challenging. And so I want to share this with you, hopefully as some inspiration for those of you who need it. Yeah, I hope it is inspiration. If what, how are you doing? I hope it's inspiration, especially for those of you who are now setting out on life. Life is funny. It is very funny. What you see is not indicative of what will become. Be not moved only by what you see. Be not moved by only what you hear. Be not only moved by the visible signs, because there are times where things that look hopeless can recover. Things that look hopeless can recover, and you might be able to redeem. You might be able to redeem. I am living redemption. I am breathing redemption. And I'm actually living redemption in many, many, many aspects of my life. But right now, the example that I can give you is this house. What is now a marvelous property that I am enjoying to the max has not always been that way. I was saying to my husband, when we stop here, you don't need to bring anything with you. Everything you possibly could need is in this house already. if we decide to come over without a suitcase, we'll still be fine. Essentially, I arrived with just a carry-on. The outfit I'm wearing has been sitting here. I found it. I'm like, oh, I forgot you. Yeah. Salmon. I'm just here enjoying the grace of God, finding his provisions marvelous, asking what I did to deserve such abundant grace, and realizing that I did nothing to deserve it. It's just been conferred unto me, and I am eternally grateful for it. The makings of this, I haven't even needed to lift a finger for again today. It's always been here, it's been sitting here. I am enjoying God's grace. But you see, I think the responsible thing to do is to tell these stories in their entirety. Tell these stories exactly as they are, and not tell you the romantic versions, because it makes time in the wilderness difficult. Those who have spent time in the wilderness have to tell you about the wilderness, so that when you are in the wilderness, don't torture yourself with oversimplified versions of reality. I listen to a lot of people now, and I'm conscious of the projections that they make onto aspects of my life. I was talking to my big sister this morning, and I was telling my big sister, Tony, good morning. When I grow up, I want to be like my big sister. My big sister is that she's raised her kids, she's educated them, they've all graduated, and they are now ready to live their best lives. And now my sister can go on and live. Somebody saw something about my honey. Yes, you do know the honey. We brought it from there. We brought it. I thought we had coffee. Okay, so today coffee is going to be elusive. I think even tea is elusive. I cannot find any of them. Nope. The coffee pot is empty. Well, we are buying nothing new, that's for sure. Okay, I think at this point we accept that we are drinking hot water. Tony, good morning. But yeah, Tony, that tragedy has showed me a side of people that still shocks me. What some people are willing to say to other human beings Then again, I got really upset. And a friend of mine also helped me to put everything in perspective. He says, Ama, a lot of the people who make these comments, they don't see a human being. They just see a personality. Those who have eaten with a human being, talked with a human being, known a human being. So when the tragedy happened, I told you guys that I only knew one person. At the time, I thought I only knew one person. Then I made a phone call to a friend of mine, and the friend says, don't you remember Mutala? And I'm like, what? Yes, Mutala. Describe the person. Oh, that's the guy. He just finished his PhD last year. Oh, everybody was so excited for him and about him, and he could not contain himself about his research. And I thought, oh shoot. So I suppose people and their comments, they operate within the confines of a person's exposure, compassion, and so on. But yeah, you would think that human beings would be compassionate. Compassionate. The demise. I went to Sunyani. And whilst I was in Sunyani, my loved one is from Notre Dame, which is the female version of St. James's Seminary. So, love. Some of you would have seen me at the squadron leader's memorial from his old high school. Again, I met young men who were his age mates. They finished secondary school in 2007. My God. My God. That man is younger than my baby sister. And I listened to his schoolmates tell stories of a man who was so benevolent, who was so stoic, who was so self-respecting, who was so Catholic in everything he did. And they had an amputee who had enjoyed medical treatment because of this squadron leader, Anala. And as I was there talking to the St. James boys, watching the St. James boys, hearing the humanity of the man. Yeah, no, you cannot. So I didn't know him personally. I just got to know of his works, his deeds, whilst people had their testimonies. And I'm like, wow. Yeah. But you didn't even need to know that. Victor. Yeah, I'm enjoying this breakfast. Yeah. Dorcas. Wow. The amputee couldn't even speak. He just wanted to come to the crowd. And his tribute was actually read on his behalf. But yeah, he was ill. And